about the Kaaba, and which part to be touched and which part not to be touched, and so on. The Prophet ﷺ received the black stone corner. He touched it and he placed both his lips on it. He kissed it, but without making the kisses noise. Later on, the companions followed his guidance and his tradition, and it is considered one of the recommended acts in every single tawaf if the person can do it even in every round. But if not, then it should be avoided. If not, if that leads to harming oneself or causing disturbance the haram around the Kaaba, or raising one's voice to the point that it will become very loud, or hurting others, as what we see right now. It's like a fist fight. You see a lot of blood because people attach their hearts to things which are not the core of the deen. The black stone, as it is narrated, is a stone that came from heaven. The Prophet ﷺ touched it, and when he could not reach it, he touched it by his skin once. Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu ta'ala anhu arda explained to us, why do we touch the black stone or we kiss it? He said, by Allah, I'm certain that you're just a stone. You neither benefit nor do you harm. And having I seen the Prophet ﷺ kissing you, I wouldn't have done that. So our belief with regards to the Kaaba, the bricks and the stones, these are just bricks and stones. These are not blessed stones. These are not sacred stones. The Kaaba is Allah's house on earth. The black stone is a stone that came from heaven, but it's still a stone. And you know what it means? A stone. You can never hope any benefit or wish for protection against any harm simply from a stone, even if it is the black stone. So why do we touch the Rukn al-Yamani? A Rukn al-Yamani is the corner that is pointing towards Yemen, and a Rukn al-Yamani, along with the other pillar, which is the black stone pillar, are the original foundations of the Kaaba on which Ibrahim a.s. established the building, the structure of the Kaaba. وَإِذْ يَرْفَعُ إِبْرَاهِيمُ الْقَوَاعِدَ مِنَ الْبَيْتِ وَإِسْمَعِيلُ. Remember when Ibrahim and Ismail were raising the foundations of Al-Bayt, the ancient house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that's why these are the only two corners to be touched. So what about the two corners? The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam explained in a sound hadith to Aisha radiyallahu ta'ala anha wa ardaha that when he was at the age of 35, 5 years before he was appointed as a prophet, Quraysh decided to renew the construction of the Kaaba, and they made certain not to invest in its construction any money that is earned unlawfully. So even before Islam, they recognized the sacredness of the ancient house, so they decided to only build it from halal. They were short of fund, so they decided to build according to as much fund as they have. And that's why that ark, which is surrounding the opposite side of Ar-Rukn al-Yamani and the black stone, is known as Al-Hatim. Some people call it Hijr Ismail, believing that Ismail a.s. was buried there. This is entirely false. No one is buried there. But this part is surrounded in order to notify those who are performing tawaf not to perform tawaf adhering to that side of the Kaaba, rather from outside the arch, because this part was originally from the Kaaba, and the Meccans ran short of fund, so they did not complete the structure of the Kaaba. The Prophet ﷺ said, because that will answer a question in the mind of many people now, Saudis are very rich, they have a lot of money, couldn't they just build the Kaaba, even one brick of silver or one brick of gold, let alone completing the construction of the Kaaba? He said, "O Aisha, if it is not that people are new to Islam, I would have reconstructed the Kaaba and built it on the original foundation of Ibrahim." But he did not want to cause any confusion, and that's why he let it to be as it was. We're following the same footsteps and guidance that the Prophet ﷺ decided. It is very important to know the story of building the Kaaba from the time of Ibrahim alayhi salam until today. The cloth or the kiswa or the cover of the Kaaba is just cloth. So when we perform tawaf, we're not allowed to deliberately touch any part of the Kaaba other than the black stone and a Rukn al-Yamani. And we're not allowed to kiss a Rukn al-Yamani. The only part which is recommended to kiss is the black stone. So any part of the Kaaba, what you see tens of thousands of people every day trying to kiss the Kaaba, kiss the black stone, and wipe their bodies against it, all of that is false. All of that is haram. Especially in addition to that there is a violation of the concept of faith, that when people are still in a state of ihram, and they wipe their bodies and their ihram against that, and they get the fragrance of the pure musk that the Kaaba is covered or painted with, you're not allowed to touch any perfume, so that violates their ihram, of course. We gotta understand that when we perform tawaf around the Kaaba, we're not worshipping the black box. We're worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who ordered us to do that, and nothing of these bricks or stones benefit nor harm.